Welcome to the Aesthetic Mind podcast, where we dive into the world of design, creativity, and all things aesthetic. I am your host, and today we are talking about something that often sparks debate in the design community. Do you really need to use industry standard tool like Photoshop, Illustrator, or CorelDRAW to be considered a professional designer? Let's dive into this episode and explore. Before commencing, I'd like to clarify that this episode is not sponsored and the opinions expressed are entirely my own. I am not criticizing any products, I am merely attempting to discern the difference between them and determine their respective advantages. Many people hold the belief that these so-called industry standard tools are the only way to create professional work. But the design landscape is changing rapidly, and so are the tools. So, by the end of this episode, you will know what tools are ideal for you as a designer, whether you are just starting out or are a seasoned professional designer. I'll also be sharing my own experience with these tools and what I think about this common misconception. We have broken down the episode into several chapters and will explore each one step by step to gain a deeper understanding. First, start with chapter 1, which is industry standard tool and why they are valued. Let's start with the big names: Photoshop, Illustrator, and CorelDRAW. These are the titans in the design industry. When we say industry standard, it is because they have proven themselves over time in terms of professional uses, flexibility, and advanced features. They can handle everything from simple graphics to complex design projects that require a high level of customization and precision. Now, all of this power doesn't come without a cost, right? And I don't just mean the price tag. This tool comes with a learning curve. If you have ever opened Photoshop for the first time, you know it can be intimidating: layers, marks, blending mode, and so on. It's like being handed a toolkit with hundreds of options. But the question is it worth learning these tools? Absolutely. If you want to work as a professional designer, especially in environments like advertising agencies or with large-scale clients, you will find that knowing these tools is essential. But here is the thing. Does that mean you have to use this tool to be professional? We'll get to that in a moment, but first let's talk about the alternatives. In chapter 2, we'll be discussing about the alternative tools, simplifying design without losing quality. In recent years, the rise of alternative tools like Canva, Adobe Express, and even platforms like Snapied, Crello, or VistaCreate has given designers more options. These tools are designed to simplify the design process, offering drag and drop functionality, ready-made templates, and an intuitive interface that allows you to create professional design without mastering all the technical intricacies of a Photoshop or Illustrator. What's great about this tool is that they are accessible. You can jump in and start creating without hours of tutorial. They come with a more approachable learning curve, yet they offer the powerful features. And let me be clear, many professional designers, including myself, use this tool from time to time. I remember working on a project where I had a really tight deadline and I needed a quick turnaround for social media graphics. Instead of starting from scratch in Photoshop, I used Canva's template to speed up the process. Within an hour, I had a production-ready design for my clients. This is the beauty of these tools. They are designed for efficiency without sacrificing quality. Next, in chapter 3, we'll try to break the professional myth. So, does using simpler tool make you an amateur? Not at all. Being a professional designer is not about the tool you use. It's about the creativity you bring to the project and the final product you deliver. Whether you create a stunning logo using Illustrator or Canva, What matter is the impact it makes. Think about this way. A photographer might have a high-end DSLR, but another photographer with a smartphone might capture a more powerful image because of their composition, timing, and creativity. It's the same with the design. The tool is just a means to an end. I have created social media graphics and marketing content with Canva that have received just as much praise as design made in Illustrator. Let's debunk this myth right now. I'll be sharing links to websites like Canva and Adobe Express, which offer easy to use templates for creating custom designs. Check them out and tell me if you think the results look any less professional. I am confident we'll see that what truly matters is the final output, not the tools used. So don't forget to check out the link and let me know your thoughts. In chapter 4, we'll discuss why designers should be tool agnostics. As designer, our primary focus should be on solving problems and bringing ideas to life, not on the tools themselves. Being tool agnostic, meaning not tied to a specific tool, gives you the freedom to choose the best option for each project. Sometimes Photoshop is the right choice, other times a simple ready-to-use template is all you need. Even Adobe recognizes this shift. Despite having industry standard tools like Photoshop and Illustrator, they launch Adobe Express, a simplified design tool. Why? Because they understand that not every project requires the full power of their more advanced software. Adobe Express allows for quick, high-quality production without the complexity. We have thoroughly discussed the key consideration when selecting appropriate tools for design projects. It is now time to draw a conclusion. The evolution of design tool. When I started my career as a designer, my options were very limited. It was either Photoshop or CorelDRAW, and that was it. Fast forward to 2024 and I have seen an explosion of new tools entering the market, each with its own strength. Today I primarily use Photoshop and Illustrator for detailed theme-based projects, but when time is tight or when I need to create something very quickly, I turn to Canva or Adobe Express. My point is this: choose the right tool for the right project. Don't feel pressure to stick to one platform just because of its reputation. Experiment with different tools, find what works for you, and focus on what you love most creating. And now I'd love to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. What tools do you use in your daily design work? What's your favorite? And do you think using an alternative tools like Canva makes someone any less than a professional? Before we wrap up, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and follow the Aesthetic Mind for more episodes on design trends, tips, and tricks. Stay tuned for next week's episode, and as always, keep creating. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one.